Hi, this is Tracy with Crafty Fun, etc. And I'm here today because I wanted to show you how I had redone my filing cabinet. It was looking pretty rough. It had a lot of scratches and dings in it. It's not a difficult project at all. This is a project anybody can do. So have no fear and jump right in. It's really easy and very forgiving. What you're going to need is, and for me, I used fabric on my drawers. I prefer the fabric rather than paper. I think it's going to last a little bit longer. That's just my preference. And when you buy your fabric, you can go to Joann's Fabrics. And I buy it in what you call a bundle. And a lot of times in those bundles, you can find fabrics that have all the different colors and patterns that kind of will go together and they match. It just makes your job a lot easier, and it's a lot cheaper. It's just smaller pieces of fabric, the size that you need. You don't have to buy a ton or have a bunch of fabric cut. So I buy the bundle, and that's at Joann Fabrics. And this is kind of what it looks like, and it's nice because it comes in a pre-cut square, which is really nice for when you're putting your fabric on and you don't have to cut all your pieces out to size or whatever. You'll have to cut some, but it's just much easier to start with a nice pre-cut square. So that's what I would do. You'll need, let's see, some Mod Podge. Mod Podge. This is what I use to get the fabric to stick on to the filing cabinet. And it works really well. Mod Podge is great. I love Mod Podge. I use it for so many different projects. It's just amazing stuff. So Mod Podge. And for my filing cabinet in particular, I needed a socket wrench or a ratchet. You could call it a ratchet or a socket wrench. And this is what it looks like. You can see here, and the little socket piece just fits on there, and then it turns, and it's to get off nuts and bolts, which are on the inside of the filing cabinet. When you try to remove all the hardware, you're going to need your socket wrench to get that hardware off from there. So that's another thing that's a definite necessary thing. You have to take off all your hardware, take out all of your drawers, and these little doohickeys here, the things that you slide your tags in to maybe label or whatever, they just pop right off. It's real easy. You don't even really have to do much for that. It just pulls right off. Now these, of course, the hardware, that's where you need your socket wrench. And so take all your drawers out and put those aside, and then pick whatever spray paint color you want that'll go with your colors of fabric. And you're going to want to spray the whole cabinet. And of course, again, this is why you want your drawers out, so that you can spray all the in-between areas in between the drawers here without getting anything on. If you've already done your fabric, then you don't have to worry about it. I guess if you wanted to do it ahead of time and just paint it all, then that doesn't really matter because the fabric will cover it anyway. So really, either way, my preference was to take the drawers out and just paint the areas I needed. So, okay, so once you get all that done, your drawers are out, your hardware is removed, you have painted, and you let that dry. Really, that's one of the longest parts of the project. The rest of it is really easy and really quick. And so I take my drawers out and I put them kind of top side up, where this part, the face part, is on the top. And then I take my fabric and I literally just lay it on top to measure, and then just to make sure that it's going to fit right. And then I go ahead and I apply the Mod Podge, which you are going to want to apply that with it's called a polyfoam applicator sponge brush. Basically, it's just a wooden handled brush that has a sponge on it, and it's just easier to apply, and it goes on much smoother and better. You can find those at pretty much any place that has paint. Joann Fabrics, Michael's, Lowe's, Home Depot, any of those places are great for that. So what I do is I apply a really good thick coat of the Mod Podge, and then I lay my fabric on there nice and flat, and you just smooth it all out. You get out any rough edges or anything. It's real easy. It's very forgiving, and it really just takes a second. It's not hard at all. And then what you're going to want to do is cut and leave just a little tiny bit of the fabric to fold over the edge of the very top of the cabinet here. Just, you can see the top of the cabinet here, and you need to be able to have some fabric to fold and glue there, and it just gives it a much more seamless look than cutting it and leaving the edges. And again, that's really easy too. You literally just glue it down, no problem, and you're done with that. Once you get all your drawers done and you've got all your fabric on, you reapply your hardware and you put your drawers back in and you're done. It's easy, probably a couple hours total. And then you can enjoy your beautiful new filing cabinet, which is much nicer to look at. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today, and see you next time on Crafty Fun, etc. Thank you. Bye-bye.